bunk. All right, good.
Nito Frito Bandito.
Indeed. Let's grab the freaking link.
There we go. I'm the first like on the stream. Hell yes.
Oh, fucking beautiful.
Hell yes, squad fam.
What the fuck? Why is this thing fighting me right now?
Me every day of my life, right there. That's me.
It's one of those days, bunk.
Everything's fighting me in my life, and I have to fight it back.
All right, it's the right link. Good.
Hello? Oh, there we go. Finally.
Here we go.
Holy shit.
I remember the first time I saw your stream, and I was like, oh, he doesn't sound like Suit Yourself. He doesn't have a voice that sounds like freaking, you know, it doesn't, I can't think of the right analogy. That'd be like super deep to match the avatar, but.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No, it's fine. It's good.
I know.
If anybody feels like sharing that or what have you. So this is FNGR, joined by the following co-hosts: Coyote Lovely.
What up?
Rouge.
Yo.
I guess Step bailed on us, and this week's, I guess not a King Limbo, but anyways, yeah. What do you want to be called? The Zoophile Police?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, good. All right, let me just pull up freaking. I had my questions a minute ago. It's a good thing I wrote them down. I spotted your Twitter. I think when you had about around 100 or so. It feels like
Really?
a couple weeks ago. I think. Yeah. Did you think it was gonna blow up this big, or and what? What do you have to think about all that since it's gotten as crazy as it has?
Oh, I didn't think it would like get this big this fast, but I had a feeling that it would get pretty big. But I would never thought about like a month ago that I would have gained like 26,000 followers in a month. It blows me away, honestly, about like how much support I have from everybody.
Well,
which is very appreciated.
Keep it simple. Don't talk about politics. You seem to have the key there.
Yeah, that's a mistake a lot of us make, including like me.
Nope.
Yeah, like it's amazing growth you've been getting just over the past 30 days. Like good on you, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Let's see what else do I have to hear. Let's see.
Is the stream live?
Oh yeah, the stream's live.
Oh, nice.
There's a new federal law out there. I'm sure you've seen a little bit of this. That's called I think it's called the PAC law.
Yeah, I saw it.
Only found out about it Thursday myself. Anything you liked about it particularly, or is there anything in there that maybe it didn't include that you wanted to mention as well?
I like the fact that they're finally banning they're making a federal law against like animal cruelty, which is good. But I feel like that the penalty for like animal abuse should be higher than just 7 years. I feel like it should be at least minimum 10 years to life, honestly, but it's my opinion.
Right, but it is a pretty good start, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we're making the right progress, but I think we can do more with it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm concerned to see if it'll actually be pursued, because I noticed that predators online don't seem to get too much attention. So I'm hoping it's something that when it comes down to practical application that they actually follow through with it. It's not just a PR stunt.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What sort of things on Twitter concern you the most?
You say?
What sort of things on Twitter concern you the most?
I feel like the posting porn. That's like my main concern. So like I don't want like other people to get exposed to that kind of deviant stuff. So I'm trying to prevent that the most, because like the people, like the advocates, seem like they're calming down and like they're like advocating a lot less than before, which is a good thing. But I feel like my new main concern is probably going after like the posting bestiality porn. That's probably my number one priority at the moment.
All right.
Go ahead, Coyote.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. How do you feel about some of these about some of the other parody accounts? Like I know that you and I briefly talked about the Toggle parody account and how that one's now more popular than Toggle. How do you feel about some of the other parody accounts that are popping up for a lot of Zoophiles that are like really prominent? Like I know there's an Anziris parody account. Like how do you feel about those guys?
Oh, I think it's hilarious, honestly. You know, it's kind of ironic that after the toggle account passed the real one followers, he quit like talking about me and you, which is I think is ironic in a way.
It's actually pretty. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's funny that people think that the fake parody account is the real dude.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Are there any name-specific people that you would like to warn the audience about?
Oh, some of you may know that Wolf made a statement that he was gonna like shoot people like a massacre, pretty much like a massacre. But I called him down, and I feel like I told him to take a break, and he agreed with me. So we're making steps on that.
Well, who are you talking about though?
Wolf. Wolf, just for reference, I did bring him up briefly in my video on Zooier Now, which is that he was somebody who came onto a stream with me and Lucid, and openly admitted to doing some actually illegal shit, which later he admitted he knew was illegal on Twitter. And I did show up on that tweet, and I still stand by this statement, which is that if Wolf does something that's by no fault of you. That's a decision that Wolf that made of his own volition, and he's made a lot of really shitty decisions that led to a lot of well-deserved backlash. So if he does something, that's not your fault in any way.
Well, I did convince him to like not have sex with his dog for like 90 days to like clear his mind. So I feel like he's like more the more open-minded person, which is better than like most of the Zoophile that like they're very ignorant on their beliefs and stuff. But I feel like we could probably help him in the right path because he seems like open about it.
That actually leads me into another question that I had for you. I'm not sure if you've been asked this already, but how do you feel about sort of zoophiles who want to get help? They recognize it's a problem. Because I know that you and I have talked about this sort of subject briefly on the last stream that you and I did on Internet Janitor's channel. But how do you feel about zoophiles like who know that this is a problem, never acted on it, and actively want to like get help and get treatment and stuff? How do you feel about people like that?
I feel like if they're like want to help, they want to get help. I'm okay with it. But if they like turn around and start like advocating and trying to normalize it, that's where I draw the line. But if they are against it and they want people like to hate on it, I'm fine with them because they're actively trying to seek help from like psychologists, which is like in like good steps for like for them to like help themselves.
All right.
I had a question here, and I guess this is more. I've gotten a general idea more for the audience. When you said they want help or things like that, isn't that kind of what the no map thing is, or?
Not really. They're more of like normalizing it, saying like they should accept them for like who they are. And like they're like playing like map positivity, no map positivity. I feel like it's different from like them trying to get help, but they're kind of promoting to a way to make it seem like just like no one to be a pedophile.
Yeah, I feel like no maps, the way that they present themselves, which is just sort of like advocating for this shit. To me, it feels like the only reason they aren't actively pursuing this is because they know it's illegal. So to me, that feels like it's a little bit, if not just as bad, maybe even a little bit worse, because at that point they know it's wrong and they're still trying to make it okay. But again, that's just a personal judgment on my part.
I agree with that.
Let's see here. I'm wondering if have you really dealt with any fandoms that have like pushed back? They've been maybe a little less cooperative when you've gone after predators and people like, this isn't such a big deal. Has there been anything like that so far, or if not fandom specific individuals?
Fandoms, not really. I'm not sure about the fandoms, but usually like the when I made a post about the lowly stuff, people like push back on that pretty hard. So that's why I kind of avoid it now because like a decent amount of people that like follow me like were angry about it. So I just I'm like focus on the actual people instead of just like on drawings. But I don't agree with it. But
no, I understand it too.
Yeah, just more kind of complicated.
Well, I don't
subject.
It's not too complicated. I think it generally boils down to that everybody kind of has that one friend or some shit like that, and they're probably not willing to cut them off. Maybe that's just a guess.
Probably.
Yeah, it might be something that sort of like plays into like, because you know how so many people online these days are just going to be like sort of trying to make you a bad person by association with anybody. So I feel like it's probably one of those things where they probably know somebody that they're not really like he said, ready to cut out. And it's just like, but they also don't want to like, I don't know. It's one of those weird situations where it's just like, I can't like say this is okay because then this friend of mine gets, I have to either cut him out or look like a bad person just for being friends with him. And it leaves people in a no-win situation, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a goal or an end game, so to speak?
Yes, actually. Well, I think my end game is probably like making bestiality illegal across the world. So I have a lot to get done, but I feel like I'm making like a lot really good progress so far.
It's an
Just from this
ambitious
month.
goal.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I'm willing to do what it takes.
Okay, let's see. Is there anyone online that you took inspiration from?
Actually, I think I was one of the first people to do this kind of account.
I know. I think recently Mr. Medicare actually tweeted you out and made a remark and said, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." So you have been noticed by some of the more higher up people out there.
Really?
Oh yeah, I could
Can you
probably.
send Could you send the tweet in the chat if you have it?
Well,
Yeah, I'd
okay.
like to see that too.
Yeah, sure. Here, let me blank the screen just in case, because I think Jim's is mostly safe, and I just want to be absolutely
As safe as anything Jim does can be.
yeah, it's as safe as any. I just want to make absolutely sure, and that's blanked. Let's go up to. I'm almost absolutely positive. You already had
Safe, questionable, hilarious, probably.
yeah. You what was it? You already had about 20K at the time, so I mean we
Yeah.
can give him credit for maybe the 60. Let's see. Da 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 da. Where the hell is it? Breaking, looking, Chinese bullshit. Looking through here, lazy journalist. I knew I should have snapped off a screenshot.
I feel like every day everything gets more intense. It's just I don't know why. Every day it seems like it gets like crazier and crazier. Like, every day I'm on this account, everything like people just get worse. I have no idea why. You would think it would get less and less, but for some reason I'm like kind of causing the opposite effect.
Let's see, I'm just making sure. I could swear I saw it. Feel free to keep talking.
Right. Because like just from this week I got like two major scandals because I was like
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
one of those was the Wolf thing, right?
yeah, and the other one was the Roblox streamer where the famous Nothorix got involved, and he has like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Well, I
Wait,
didn't really get mentioned, but
did you
he
say
kind of made a video on the situation,
who do you
but I
mean?
wasn't mentioned about it.
Wait, did you say Cothrix?
No, no, the Nothorix, a Roblox YouTuber. He has
Oh,
like
okay.
100,000 on YouTube.
Oh right, I've seen that guy on Twitter a couple times.
Me too, I think.
All right. Shit, I'm
If
not
if
even.
I'm if I'm not mistaken, I believe Just Stop also made a video on this subject. I'm not sure if he mentioned you, but I believe Just Stop has also been talking about you know, zoo accounts on Twitter and stuff like that, and how they're. I didn't watch the full video, so I don't have a full frame of reference. But I do think that he did bring up or make at least dedicate a video to the subject. So it does seem like there's a lot more people paying attention to the problem now, especially now that there's a. Well, you're here talking about a lot of this and making it a lot more common knowledge, and so I think that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Ah, crap! I think I
I
might have
think
got it
a
wrong.
lot more people are getting involved, like more aware of the situation than just like kind of watching blindly or at least like ignoring it.
I mean, frankly, there have been a couple of larger accounts that have been talking about the Zoophile situation on Twitter, even slightly before you created your account. Like I know Bo Black's made a video on Truest Boy over
Yeah.
the summer. I want to say in July.
Yeah, he did one where he just read off the tweets or something like that. Seems to be a good way to get away from them flagging it by not actually weighing in, just sort of letting the information speak for itself.
Well, I mean, he did apply some or give some opinions on certain parts of the Twitter thread that he read out, but for the most part, there wasn't a whole lot of content that anyone could rightly try to DMCA takedown. So it's just one of those things where he was really careful about it, which is one of the things that I love about his content. He's very careful about how he does that, which is just giving the information and giving his opinion as he gives you the information, and you can see it on the screen. It seems like it makes it very tricky to try to take it down. But I do know that he got into some controversy recently because he used some clips from a YouTuber's video, and they wound up DMCA striking that video.
Yeah, just to let you guys
Sucks.
know, for anybody who wants to know what's going on, the Twitter account is the anti-Zoophile Police. The link's in the top of the description. I hope that's it. Let me take a look here.
But did you see that this one committed anti-Zoophile Police account just like 30 minutes ago?
What was going on?
There's this kid that's like a racist. He's 12 years old,
Oh, that's
He
interesting.
he just like made an account on like made like a like I don't know if it's a parody account, but it's basically the anti-Zoophile Police account, which is kind of weird.
I actually do have a question, which this is a conversation I got involved in on a tweet from the Zoophile Crusaders timeline, which somebody started coming on there and making a bunch of false accusations towards a low tier god. I wound up engaging with this person a little bit, and they were basing a lot of these accusations that low tier god is a pedophile on things that were not even related to pedophilia. They just personally, it came out later, they just personally didn't like low tier god. How do you feel about people who are starting to make all of these really wild accusations on these kinds of tweets that are blowing up to try to ruin people's reputations just because they don't like them? Even though, like, when you engage with some of these people, it turns out that a lot of these are either based on entirely unrelated events and they're making a statement just to try to make people believe this, or just completely outright false fabrications that none of them are based in reality.
Well, that's what happened to me during with the Roblox guy, because I think that someone framed him to be like as like a pedophile, but actually apparently it was a joke. Then I saw that. I didn't really look into it because his like thing was on private, so then I made a tweet on him. That tweet had 3,000 likes, which probably gave that person a lot of attention, which I didn't know at the time that it was actually made up. But and after that like controversy, I started like looking into the tweets more to see if they're like actually like pedophiles or they're just trolling or just trying to frame someone or make them look bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of commentators. You'll start to get the wrong attention if you start bringing attention on. There's a name that comes to mind. You ever hear of Spockter theory?
No.
Oh, I think it's a ranter who ended up getting accused of pedophilia and ended up blowing up into a big, huge thing.
Yeah, fortunately there was fortunately Ponder Sprocket and several others cleared his name.
Yeah, no, I'm just like trying to say it's something to look out for because there's a lot of people really. I'd argue it's as serious a topic as basically exposing people as making sure you don't get the wrong people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that as much as you want to, immediately believe that somebody's probably not going to lie about this stuff, fact is people do.
Oh yeah. I've certainly had some bitter, vindictive people try and come forward with some half-baked claims.
Yeah.
That actually wasn't aimed at who I think you're talking. That's not in regards to who you think. Honest to God, Coyote, that is not who you're thinking of. There was
Can we get some access in the chat? I want to doubt that one.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So specifically,
there's
what's going on.
There's
but...
a voice actor in the Bernie fandom whose ex basically accused her of being a pedophile. Not going to say the name, and nobody in the call better say their name. But basically, after they cleared their name in the call, the boyfriend started hitting on her, like towards the end of the call. And I'm like, is anybody else hearing this shit? Did he just use all this to go talk back to his ex? Well, I feel fucking dirty. Anyways, that's not who you're thinking that is, Coyote. It happens a little bit more than I feel comfortable admitting. So, yeah. if people are like, oh, when's that video coming out? It's not the person who was accused.
Well, that shoe definitely fits more than one person then.
Okay, fine. Look.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there, as I was trying to say to Mr. Zoophile Police, is there anybody on Twitter you might want to recommend to people if they're like looking out and they want to spread the word? If there's somebody of interest, I guess, maybe some other Twitter accounts you'd like to plug here, so I can put them in the description.
Like people that are against pedophile, or are they like people to watch out for?
People that you could go to, like peers. Yeah.
There's a decent amount, honestly. I'm gonna have to like look up their usernames real quick.
Well, like give me like 3 or 4, so I could just like include this here, because I know you're only one dude and you get like a shit ton of followers, and I know what it's like to go through, and then like finally when you get back around, it can get buried in crap. So
I actually know Maps Don't Surf, the Bazinga guy. You might know who he is, Coyote.
I do. He and I have talked a few times, and we follow each other. You were going to give him the account when you were considering sort of leaving it.
Yeah, but.
Do you have any Twitter account links? Is what I was asking for, so I can include them in the description.
I'm trying to link it on my phone.
Or Coyote, if you know any of the guys.
Yeah, I can look for him. Let me just find his account real quick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to link it on my phone to see if it works. Um,
Crook super chatted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me head my sorry ass back over there. Oh, and Emma. Thanks for the dollar, Emma and Crook. Get beamed, nerd. Also, hey, vote Rouge, y'all nerds. Okay.
Yo.
She said, "Yo, she's talking to me. My new name now. That's Vote. I'm Vote. I'm Vote Love."
Okay.
I actually have a couple more.
Oh, sure.
The pedo watchdog. I don't know if Cody, if you have them also.
What's their handle?
It's the exactly how the PEDO watchdog.
I found it.
To follow on Twitter.
Oh, my charger real quick.
Keep kids and animals safe. I've noticed that you've branched out into necrophiles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to admit I'm a little bit I'm not cued in on that one. I'm not gonna say that it's not a worthy thing to talk about, but I don't know how often it really show. Oh, here, 1 second, another super chat. TD Dragon, good morning Vietnam, lol. Sorry if I had Brony Inspector, he would have nailed that awfully better. Yeah.
Like they're not as prevalent on Twitter as like the pedophiles and zoophiles, but I think they're still a problem. But
I also just linked the Zoophile Crusaders.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I just want to say I also linked the Zoophile Crusaders account because he is in contact with a lot of the people that you just mentioned, as well as a lot of other people who are really outspokenly against the whole Zoophile thing going on Twitter.
There's one more. What is it called?
There was I know there's one dude I wound up talking to when I wound up started covering Amos Yee. I'm trying to remember his name. I think it's Cass Warfox, who's actually a pretty fucking solid guy too.
Let me find. There's another guy. Let me try to find it real quick. Oh, there's another one. The Zoophile Destroyer. You know, Eggplant. The guy who like helped co-hosted the stream with me on my channel. Put it on the description.
All right, I found him.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, his handle is @eggplant_05.
There's been like a lot of these accounts. I have actually I might have like 5 more. The Zoophile SWAT lures right now, which is really good.
Jesus. You started the community.
Where's the? Oh, there's another guy.
I have a dumb
like
question.
so many
what the hell
people.
does Yang Gang mean? I've only ever heard it from Monkey Jones. I'm sure I sound like an
Yang Gang is he's like presidential candidate for the United States. He's a Democratic candidate. People call him the Yang Gang because he's like supposed to be like this cool guy, but I haven't really like looked into his policies. But he gives off like a demeanor where it seems like he's like really like for the people. That's his personality. He's like really like open about everything. He's like really cool, but I'm not sure. But that's what I know about him.
Real quick, I just want to drop one more link in here. This is somebody who's also been pretty outspokenly against zoophilia. A little bit of a larger account. Like, I wouldn't say like super large, but they are like larger than me. So definitely like somebody to reach out to if you can't get in contact with any of the previous people.
I have the last one, I think.
Okay. No
right there.
And then there's the anti-zoo_map dog.
Okay.
It has like 1,300, I'm pretty sure.
Jeez, starting to feel like the Justice League here. Unlimited.
It's the Avengers for the Zoophiles.
Well, see, I was doing that one because it would have been funny to call the Zoophiles the Legion of Doom. And I bombed.
Okay, this
Legion of Zoo.
After you put that one in the chat, there's actually one more. It's called Mr.
We're just gonna clog up the entire description now.
Yeah, well, hey, here's the whole thing. If you guys come across this stuff and you don't have help, it wasn't because I didn't help. I didn't try. I managed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Guys, at user at his T3XM4. He has 816 followers at the moment.
Basically, more than anything else. So you just recommend if people come across the wrong kind of content is to report more than anything else? Is that the message you'd go with, maybe, or?
Wait, what did you say? I wasn't paying attention.
If someone comes across like one of these accounts that has like, say, I guess like zoophile porn is just a report, not necessarily to engage or what.
I wouldn't really engage in the porn because I feel like they're just posting it just to get like followers. Because like you don't really need to have like we don't really need to like get like talk trash them to get them banned because like the Twitter bots would probably just like ban them for like pornography or like adult content. So they usually like they get banned in like a couple of days and they pop right back up. It's just more like a process. Like it's like kind of hard to get them off because they like keep constantly pop up. But I feel like if we start like tell Twitter to start like IP banning like people that distribute pornography, I feel like the problem will go away a lot faster.
Yeah, someone in the chat is like, are they talking about or debating it? No, I don't think anyone in the call is pro zoophilia, so we're talking about how it's kind of a problem on Twitter. Is that something that's is it just Twitter you guys should cross or check on other platforms like
I'm starting to get into Instagram a lot more.
Yeah, I'm told that that's a shithole.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say,
in
fairness, this problem. I'm so sorry.
I just usually post my tweets on the I usually post my stuff on Twitter on the Instagram because I don't know, it's just easier than trying to search on two different platforms. But I think on that, I don't know how much I have on my Instagram, but I think it's a decent amount. Nothing crazy yet.
I know
I just started out.
There's like an official directory, I think it is, for Discord, where when we were looking at it a long time ago, you'd be able to find things that were specifically against its terms of service. That seemed like that might be something worth looking into. If you have enough people that would be willing to report, you probably get that cleared up because there was at least around a dozen or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to link my Discord in my bio, but I'm gonna have to get on that after the stream.
I mean, if you've got a link to that, I could throw it in the description as well.
I'll send it to you on I'll like DM you it. I'll try to because
sure.
My computer's kind of weird in how it works.
You know, I do think it's good that you're starting to branch out to other platforms. Like I know your YouTube channel is just past 1K, and that was really quick. And I think it's good that you're also reaching out to sort of like Instagram, going where the problem necessarily doesn't exist, at least not to the extent it does on Twitter, and making people more aware of the issue. Because just because it doesn't exist on these particular platforms as much doesn't mean like it's not like something that people like don't need to know about. Like that people need to be aware that this is an issue that is happening somewhere. So I think it's really good that you're sort of branching out and making people more aware on other platforms.
I'm trying to get more motivated to do YouTube videos, but for some reason I feel I'm not really like motivated to do it. But I'm like trying to push myself through it. But I don't know.
That's a mood, dude. Holy shit. Like, yeah, it can get sometimes pretty daunting to make long form content on YouTube. So no, I totally get what you mean there.
Yeah.
I sent you the link on your DMs. If you want to look that right now.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll get there in a minute. What am I looking
for? I'll just try to do it right now.
Yeah. Copy link.
Got it.
For anyone who wants to join this, your Discord is it 18 up or is it all inclusive or what?
Oh, anyone can join.
Okay.
Except for pedophiles, zoophiles, and necrophiles.
Okay, all right then. I'll make sure to mention that.
Yeah, I'm in the server, and there's no NSFW chat, so it's safe for all ages. At least it should be.
Yeah, it should. Like a couple of days ago, there was like a war on the Discord because people were like going like anti-LGBT, and these people started beefing and stuff. But thankfully, it got like sorted out.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be any more problems in the future.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that those aren't relevant topics, but come on, guys, let's not screw up something that I think we all kind of agree on, that basically protecting kids and animals is, paramount.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I think I can agree with that, where it's just set aside politics, at least for now, since there's a bigger problem to deal with, and you can burn that bridge later when we get to it, but we're not there yet.
Yep, my advice, and I'm not even going to ask you, sir. I don't want to know if you're on the left or the right. Don't tell anybody. You're doing great. Everybody.
Yeah, if anybody asks those questions, just don't answer it.
I'm busy should be your answer.
Because you will wind up alienating half the people by default.
Oh god.
No matter how you answer it.
Oh yeah.
This in real life, I just say I'm an independent, just to save from just be safe from drama.
Okay, he's working on it.
We'll circle back around to that one, and we'll get back to you later at a different point.
Yeah. He's going to be running his own platform. he's going to be running on his own ticket.
Party for America.
Yes. Oh fuck, good times.
Yeah. Hardest thing you can do though, always keep politics out of it while there's something else that you want to accomplish. Keep politics right the fuck out of it. Just yeet it out of there.
Exactly.
All right. I think
if you need to spit those facts to somebody, just make it somebody in your personal life, not Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think, did we cover everything? I got everything I more or less wanted. Unless anybody in the chat has any questions for the guest.
I don't know. You got anything, Roosh?
I don't have anything.
I think I'm good, actually.
All right, cool. Neat little freaking condensed 30-minute freaking stream. That's good. I like it.
We can just talk about stuff. I don't mind.
Okay. Is there any movies you're looking forward to?
Well, I wanted to go see The Joker because I heard it was really good, but I haven't really gotten around to do it yet because I've been so busy with everything.
Do you like film photography and old school movies and stuff?
I like the old school TV shows like oh god, I can't think. It's
like film noir kind of stuff.
I like the old Three Stooges. I forget the one old show with like the cops in it. I forget what it's called. No, it's like from the 60s. Like it's if I can think, it's like it was really popular. I just can't think.
The Untouchables?
No, it's.
I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old, son. Come on, don't be that insulting, Jesus. From the 60s, you old fuck.
No, we're kidding. You're basically Father Time.
Well, technically, when I was growing up, we were pushing around the cars like the Flintstones. Anyways.
Oh, shit, you right.
Indeed. Let's see. Any advice to keeping your Discord safe, I guess, maybe? How many mods you got in there?
I got rid of like decent amount of mods because they kept like banning people without my permission. I added Bazinga. I added Eggplant as mods because I know they're trustworthy and like they both agree about on my cause and they don't want to mess it up. Okay. So I've got some immature mods and let's put more mature ones in. I feel like it's going a lot better now.
Yeah, mods are one of those things that even though it's just for like a Discord server, you really need to sort of like talk to them and make sure like they're on the same page as you and they're not going to start abusing the permissions that you give them.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people who will just go fucking all ham fist on everything. Like when the second they have mod powers, like, okay, I have mod powers. I'm going to fucking mute you, kick you three out, and just like go fucking like dictator sicko mode.
And here's my Patreon, by the way. Lol. Oh, shit.
Well, I'm not sure. Like, I kind of want to start doing like kind of like merch and stuff. I talked about it last stream, but I don't know how that would go with everybody.
I mean,
because I don't know. It's kind of it's weird because I was a parody account, but now I'm more of like a movement so it's just kind of a weird bridge to cross in a way.
I don't want to I don't want to bust your balls, man, but you're like, I don't know if I could stay motivated for the videos, but the merch, I can get behind that.
Well, I mean, if you're going to sell merch, like I said last time, I do recommend like giving a good portion of the proceeds to some kind of charity to help animals, like victims of animal abuse, like those kinds of things.
I mean, try out with like t-shirts. You don't get that much. It's like what, 10% to use the online services for that sort of stuff.
It was like 20%.
Yeah,
so I'll basically get 10% back if I donate half of it to like charity.
Or you know what? I think a really good idea would be to, if you're going to make any kind of merchandise, make like little like small like tin buttons like with the anti-zoophile symbol on there, because I see you got it on your avatar's hat. You could really easily manufacture plenty, like a bulk amount of those kinds of buttons that people can like pin on a backpack or their jacket or a hat or something. And you could you could sell those pretty cheap and like free shipping and shit. So it's just one of those things that I don't know about a whole shirt because I know those tend to get kind of tacky. People are like, wait, what? Yeah. But like with some small item, like just an accessory and like a wristband, like a button, it's just like, it's one of those things that people would probably be more willing to get behind that because it's more affordable. Some of the proceeds would be going to a good cause and it doesn't like dominate like what they're wearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I just started a non-profit organization a couple days ago.
Oh,
Well, I'm trying to like build that up right now, in a way.
well, the minute you get a link for that, I'll be glad to shill it.
It's in the development stage. It's not
No,
really
no, I assumed it was probably
anything.
too early, but I was
Yeah.
saying I was open for it.
I'll send it right now.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming this is YouTube. Say, oh yeah, I think I clicked on a link a while ago. Let's see.
Oh, it looks like people want stickers in the chat. They're saying they'd put them everywhere.
Yeah, open up a poll for that website. The police.
I don't know, I don't know how I would like set it up and stuff because it's I'm pretty good with t-shirt stuff, but I'm not sure how to like make it like a sticker, like pay people like to make stickers and stuff.
It's definitely, I think, it definitely looks like there's a demand for that, but it's definitely something I think that would be worth looking into, because it seems like people would be willing to like sort of, pay for that, especially, assuming it's a reasonably priced thing.
I don't know. I could like probably work with you and somebody else to like make the prices because I'm not sure like if you're probably more experienced with that kind of stuff, or people that are more experienced with that kind of stuff.
I know guys who vendor at furry cons if you're looking to sell there. My friend Bernie Inspector, who unfortunately already went to a con, was itching to talk to you. I don't know if he would have suggested this, but he has I think a 3D printer or some shit like that. So I mean, if there's other kinds of merch, he'd probably be willing to work with you when he gets back, which I think will be around Monday, Tuesday.
Well, tell him to contact me if he gets around. But that's only a good idea, honestly.
All right. So now should we wrap it up then?
Do you honestly?
I mean, I just didn't want to have a bunch of dead air. I'm not Tonka.
I think we're all glad that we only have one Tonka, and I don't think we're too happy to have that one.
I'm not even trying to be too much of a dick. He was talking about mixed martial arts today, and I was like, oh, this one's kind of interesting. Anything to not hear about COG?
No, like I showed up in Tonka's stream like one time. I swear to God, I was there for maybe an hour and a half, and about an hour of that was just dead silence. Like not all like in a row, but like just a total of an hour of the hour and a half that I watched was just dead fucking air. I was like, are you gonna like say anything? Is there gonna be some kind of entertainment? Am I just watching a GIF basically? Like what's going on?
I mean, you could trim. Like YouTube has a fairly good self-editing trim tool. If you have like complete dead silence, where you could cut an hour. I've learned when I've screwed up and had a stream where I didn't have audio going.
Well, I mean, like I said, it wasn't like all in a row, but there was so many breaks and like dead air pauses that it totaled up to being like an hour within like an hour and a half to 2 hour period.
Also, well, since you mentioned furry cons, I was starting like thinking when I get bigger, I could maybe like go to like these cons and like advocate against like zoophilia if the people work there are okay with it, but I'm not sure how.
Honestly,
oddly enough, I think that the people at the con that are attending will be happy with you. I have my suspicions that the people behind the cons will be like, oh, I don't know if we want this guy.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, oh, can we have Growly here? Oh yeah, we'll let him in.
Yeah, I was about to say though, for I think a lot of furries, if you wound up going to a furry convention, which I would never recommend, I don't even go to those. But if you did wind up going to a furry convention, I'm pretty sure a lot of furries would actually really like you, because furries especially have had a lot of problems with zoophiles trying to force themselves, into the community, and it's given everybody a bad name, whether they agree with it, disagree with it, think it's fucking annoying, whatever. And I think a lot of furries, if you actually wound up getting to a convention, would like almost immediately just fall in love with you. Just off of what you do, just off the fact that so many furries don't agree with that shit, and they constantly get labeled as, being part of it, even though it's not what they do, for the most part. Yeah. So I think, for the most part, a lot of furries would immediately just, like, fall in love with you, and they'll want to take you to fucking get a drink or something,
Here's the whole thing. Since you don't want to escape, I'll put it to you this way. Let's go to uncomfortable questions. What would your first sauna be?
Oh gosh.
Didn't you get artwork of a fursona?
Yeah.
Like somebody made it for you?
I guess I'm a hippo. I'll send that right now, actually.
Okay.
It's really good. I actually started following that artist once I saw it.
It's safe, right?
Don't let me don't let me share it for some reason. Okay, never mind. I got it.
It's got clothes on it, right?
Yes, it has clothes on it.
I gotta ask, man. You
I
never
know.
You never know with furries, man.
Yeah, that was just for context, Zoophile Police. That was not a question like towards like it was more of a statement towards like what furries make.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
oh yeah, here it is, right here.
There we go, guys.
It was a
I don't
jab at
think they're
furries, not at you.
No, he's cool. I like him. He's solid.
Also, like really good for like a free drawn art.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do we have the Twitter account for that artist? Because they did great work on that, didn't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's plug.
It's gonna be hard to find because I make so many tweets.
I think I follow them. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, did you see the No Map webcomic from the other day?
No, actually.
Oh, here again. Let me.
I have to do a little exposing after the stream.
No. This is a good thing. I promise.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Here, I'm gonna blank real quick and pull this up.
I'm trying to get to this account, but that posts way too much. Oh, here it is. I'll put the app. Actually, I'll just share the profile right now.
Oh, who did I send this to? I think if I put it in the Sweetie Squad chat, there it is.
Here it is. Right here.
One sec.
Yeah, there we go. Invader Fritz.
Then Discord's fighting me.
Invader Fritz.
Nope. Crap, stop opening.
Weird thing about my account, I feel like when I post something, I feel like it's been a week, but then when I check, it's only been 2 days, which is kind of weird for some reason.
All right.
Okay.
There's only one thing I don't like about this webcomic, and it's because they made the one guy in there who's the No Map looks like Guru Larry suspiciously. And I'm like, dude.
I was actually seeing in replies that people were saying it looks like Dan Schneider.
Oh, that's fine.
The replies like it looks like Dan Schneider.
Well, that's
amazing.
I know, right? So no, it's just basically at the beginning here. It's basically when black girl character here is like everyone's welcome and has a right to their own opinion. And there's a character goes, even me, and he has No Map on the T-shirt, and she's all happy like no, he's being carted off in a cop car by the end of the comic. And it's, I don't know, I think it's very interchangeable and memey. That's all.
It's pretty great.
Yep.
It is wonderful.
Free
I like
plug
it.
to the Infamous, I believe, is the name of the Twitter account.
So, what's your friend's Twitter user? I can maybe get in contact with them.
Oh, Brony Inspector? He doesn't do Twitter.
Brony Inspector, we need you on Twitter. You're fucking hilarious. You're a
I
gem.
absolutely understand. Look, I understand that Twitter is a goddamn migraine. I know it's a pain in the butt. I know nothing good comes of Twitter, but it's really good for getting out things quick and fast, which is also the reason why
Or, you know,
yeah.
Or just making fun of people and starting fights like I do.
Yeah, I know.
I do it like every fucking week.
I, king of drama, look over at Coyote Lovely sometimes and going, "What the fuck, son?"
No, I don't intentionally start drama like all the time for some reason. Even though I kind of start drama because I post people, but people like act like Zoophile act like I'm like singling them out, saying like I'm against, like I hate them. Well, I'm just more against what you're believing, not who you are as a person. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think we've gotten to the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think?
I think we're just about there, yeah.
All right.
It was fun.
Yeah.
All right. Third time's a charm. Time of death. And